All right. Today we're live. Let's go. We're gonna go to it. We're gonna get to this quick. So I'm gonna let everybody come in. Whoever's gonna come in tonight. We're probably gonna have a few less people just because it's not just because of the makeup of our channel is, I guess it gets more sprinters than anything else because of the content I put out. So we're gonna have more. But I think we found a winner. Without further ado, again, I'm your host, Nick, and you are watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Always be blessed. Stay rich. We gonna be fine. And oh yeah, we're gonna be working to be number one. So today we got a lot of stuff to cover. It's day number 4 of 10. We got 10 days of the World Athletics Final. I'm gonna be pulling up in the background to see if we are going to be having, the names pop up. Yes, we are. Today, I'm just gonna give us a max of 30 minutes or so. So I'm not really gonna be on that long. I need to go to sleep. My workout suffered. So let's go ahead straight to it. The women's marathon. We got a new championship record. So 2 days in a row. First the men, then the women's. They beat Paula Radcliffe's record by over, 2 minutes, I think. It was beaten by over 2 minutes on a very cool day. I think it was slightly warmer than when Paula Radcliffe did it. But really the heat does affect this marathon. And they had a good mix yesterday for the men at 2:05 and change. And now we got a 2:18 and change. So congratulations to, really, I'll just put it this way. They went out on world record pace in the beginning of the marathon. I loved it. I gotta say, because it's so often that we see tactical races. I guess it's more man to man or woman to woman in the case of the women's marathon when it comes down to the marathon, because a lot of times it's hot. That's kind of the equalizer. You get nations there that maybe otherwise wouldn't be even in a chance of being in the top 3 to get a medal. Yeah, they may not win all the time, but sometimes just because it's not they call it a time trial. I'm like, I don't know if that's a time trial, but I guess so. When you got pacers that you latch on to versus another runner. But they went out on world record pace. Unfortunately, Ruth Chepngetich, it's not Chepngetich, which the British announcers say is Ruth Chepngetich. She did not finish. She was a defending champion. It looked like she went into the hay area, and it looked like she was about to take a dump. But it turns out she had a nasty cramp. So that wasn't good. So she didn't finish. So that was unfortunate for her. But otherwise, they tore up the field early in the race. So that was good. That winded up having a whole bunch of casualties. They fell back. Sarah Hall rallied later on. She winded up getting 5th. And remember, there's a team element here for the top 8 places. So this actually is really good for Team USA because they got all 3 athletes in the top 8. So in cross country, which I've run so often, and then World Half Marathon Championships, they got a team element too there. So that's really good to see that happen here at the World Championships proper. Because, look, even if you can't win, if you can get your top 5 athletes in front of the other top 5, depending on how they placed, and you can pack them up real close, you can wind up winning the championship title, even if the other people got 1, 2, 3, 4 athletes in front of your first athlete, and then the rest of them are all bunched together, and their last 5th athlete is back. So definitely a good strategy here for the U.S. Got 5th place. That was good. She was celebrating the whole time. She was rallying her teammates to come up. Emma Bates, D'Amato, hey, y'all got to get up. Y'all got to look good in front of the cameras for Team USA at home. Personal best for Emma Bates. National record. Congratulations for Eritrea, Nazareth Weldu. I think she's only about, 22? So she's got a really good future in front of her running this fast this early. But here's your top 3. Salpeter finally got a medal. She has been running for Israel, former Kenyan, after she married her husband since 2008. She's been missing out on the podium. Shout out to you, Daryl Richardson. She's been missing out on the podium, and I just got to do this one thing. I've been tracking her. This is very good to see Salpeter finally get something. Every single time she's coming out and she be missing that. What is she? 33 years old right now. Finally. She didn't finish Doha. She was struggling. She got 4th at Tokyo, and she's finally got a world championship medal. Barry Chambers said, what happened to Eliud Kipchoge? Oh, if you guys don't know, Eliud Kipchoge never runs the world championship marathon. He goes after the big money cash. So he's probably going to run the Berlin Marathon, which normally comes up right after the world championships. So it's a lot of athletes that do that for the world championship in the marathon. Because remember, you can only run a good quality, what they used to say 2, but sometimes now, or 1 or 2 marathons a year. But the way it's looking for some of these athletes, they're hitting 3 and 4. But when it comes down to it, 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks from this, or in September, is when they usually do it. So that's too close for how they try to train and peak themselves. Yeah, so he only appears at the Olympic marathon. You don't get paid for that, but as far as sponsorships and what your nations may give you for winning and things, that's what makes up for it. That's kind of the appeal to the Olympics. They don't pay you nothing, but the potential for sponsorships is what it does. And I think maybe appearance fees or whatever. So that's the difference. So he never runs it, and he's still ranked as the best marathoner. That just shows you the power of a world record and darn near unbeatable. Then we got Judith Correa. She did all the heavy lifting for this race after the second half, or right before the second half. I already knew what this was going to go. Gebrselassie was basically on her heels the entire time. Correa, very tall, very lanky. So she reminds me of Paul Tergat, actually, with Haile Gebrselassie on the men's side. And basically, the Kenyan athlete was like, yo, come up. She was doing it for a whole 15K, just turning around, using all that energy, saying, take the lead, take the lead. And Gebrselassie was on her like a shadow, would not let her see her face. She couldn't even see her behind her. She could feel her, and occasionally she kept clicking her heels. That's very annoying. In distance running, I had that happen to me once by actually a high school athlete I was training that I was running in front of, and that was annoying as hell. That's annoying as hell. Definitely distracts you from your race and everything. So, Correa did the work and got outkicked. Personal best 2:18.20, championship record. Congratulations to everybody that got national records, personal best, and here's a championship record. 2:18.11. I know Paula Radcliffe is fuming because she was so angry when the all women's marathon world record was broken, I think in Chicago or something like that, or whatever that record was, and she was just, you saw the anger in her face when her record was gone. I'm like, yo, Paula Radcliffe, I don't know, she was living on a legacy or something like that. I have no clue, but I guess once the record was gone, it's like, well, Radcliffe ain't got nothing to live on that case. So now another one of Paula Radcliffe's records are gone. So I know she was fuming and heated at this because she was not happy when that other record got broken. So I don't know, she's salty. I could say something else, but she's salty when other people are there. She's very proud. She's very proud. So, hey, you know, some people are proud. That's not bad, but oh well. Now, long jump, heptathlon. No, heptathlon. That was very, very good. That came down to the 800. That was phenomenal. Let's go through the heats of the men's 200. Man, this men's 200 right here, I gotta say, actually, let me do this real quick and go on the heptathlon. Let me get to the heptathlon first. This heptathlon 800. And then I'm gonna go to the men's 200. Smash the likes while you are out here. She kept losing the jackpot to get to Getty. Oh yeah, she did lose to Wami. Man, well, she couldn't win. I mean, what happened to her at the Olympics and whatnot? Didn't she like flop, or did she win? I forgot. I can't remember. It was something that happened at the Olympics. Didn't she like break down or something at the London Marathon and couldn't finish, or I don't know. It's like she dominated and she could never really get the win in the 10Ks. I think she's just real mad at the Africans because she will always lead the world championships, and she would be like the designated pace setter, and then they will all outkick her. Like, they were all faster than her, but they just allowed her to front run those 73s and stuff. And as soon as she retired from the 10K just started getting faster. So they just used her as the pace setter, and I think she was mad at that, and she found something she was good at, and then boom. Now, I gotta say right here, getting back to this real quick, she is Bree Wayne. You are correct. Anna Hall is a beast. And then Barry Chambers said all records will eventually be gone. Yes. Anna Hall, that's funny because she's the best in the field in the 800. But also, she just hit a new 200. In my opinion, one of these two, she should either go for the open 8, but I think the 200 is more her thing. But with the speed that she got in that, I think that will actually be better for the 800. Something tells me, I don't know about y'all, but something tells me Anna Hall, let me click on it real quick. Anna Hall needs to freaking go. Hold on, wait a minute. Is this the one I'm thinking of? Let me make sure this is the correct athlete, because I could be thinking of somebody else. Okay, this is her. Because she just got a personal best in the 200. With a 23.08. If she's able to hold a 23 and she's running all of this, imagine what happens when she gets the they said patience is running out. All right, man. I see your comments here. Look, just imagine when she gets only the 200. Because you know these decathletes, Vorholm, what's the name from the Netherlands? So many other athletes coming in that were doing multi-events, decathlon, heptathlon. They're coming in and they can dominate in the open. I think that one guy from Canada needs to just do the long jump by himself. But yeah, Anna Hall is a freaking monster in the making. She's a collegiate athlete that was doing well. If only she could have beat them by 20 seconds and she could have taken that gold. But she winded up getting third. They say indoors, outdoors, USA champs, and world championships. Dang it. Yeah, I know. She needs to turn pro now. Yeah, it depends on what year she is. I forgot if she's a senior, redshirt senior or something. In my opinion, I think most athletes just need to take it a step at a time. If I have children and they have an inclination for track and field or something like that, I would tell them to just enjoy their collegiate life as a team, because there's nothing like it. But that's just me. If they're a team-oriented person, I'll just push them toward that. That's just me, though. But Nifasato Tim has finally got the World Championship crown back. What is this, her third time or fourth time? What is this, her third or fourth time? Let me look at this. 2-time Olympic champ, 2 times. So this is her third time getting a World Championship title. Gosh dang it. 2-time Olympic champion. 3rd-time world champion. Are we going to get to the Jackie Joyner-Kersee level right now? The only thing she doesn't have behind her is the world record when it comes down to the multi-event. Because Tim is a freaking dog. She is a beast. Yeah, she might slip up here and there like she did at the 2019 World Championships, but Tim is a beast. And then we got Vetter. Hall is gonna give the work to Tim though. The way she's looking now, she's gonna give the work to Tim in about a year or two. By the next Olympics, we might see some work in Tim as she's getting older and Hall is coming up. But right now, Tim is in that rarefied air of just coming through. Imagine how hard it is to do one event, 2 events, and to try to repeat time after time after time over a course of 4 years, 8 years, or something like that. Just imagine, to win one time is hard enough. To repeat it twice. The Olympics is 4 years apart. Then you got the World Championships, and then she got silver in 2019. So she's coming back now, third time. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Somebody brought up Allison Felix. Shout out to her for having that longevity, 2004 all the way up to 2022. But guess what? Somebody else in here who is this athlete here that winded up making it 9 times to the World Championships appearances? I need to look at the Kenyan athlete here because there's a Kenyan athlete that has had 6 Olympic appearances on the female side, or dang it, yeah, I think it's 6 Olympic appearances on the female side, and I can't remember her name for whatever reason it is. I normally know her off the top of my head because I made a post about her just a few months ago, a few months ago, about the underrated athletes. She's got 10K gold. She's got multiple silver medals, 5K medalist, and everything. Then she went up to the marathon and ran that at, they say, is Anna Hall Black? I would believe so, but you got to ask her because some people may not classify themselves as that. It just really depends, but I believe she is, but I don't know. I have no clue. She looks very tan, but I think that's unimportant right now. We got Tim with the win, Vetter was second, and Hall in third. Congratulations to the ladies. Now, here's the heats right here. Let's look at the 200 for the men. Yeah, Vivian Chariot. Thank you for reminding me. It's kind of embarrassing. I should know my distance as a mid-distance runner myself, and I used to know that better from the back of my hand. But sometimes I don't know. Some of these names are slipping my mind. Whew! I just do too much in a day. So we got Fambule. He came through. He started stretching out. Boom. He put the work on him. Pause. Then we got Ueyama or Koki. I think they changed the way they pronounce their names. I think his last name, they use it as their first name, but Koki for Japan, personal best. I kind of was like, yeah, Japan is probably going to do something here. But a personal best, congratulations. He had to race that one, 20.26. He made it out that. They said French discus thrower, Mina Vamp. What were you referring to there? And then, oh yeah, there we go. Yes, the discus thrower. That is correct. And then we got Jerome Blake of Canada. Made it through. Then we got our time qualifier, Joe Ferguson. Nothing to say here. Jareem Richards, Trinidad and Tobago. That's kind of expected. Then we got Aaron Brown, expected. Then we have Shota from Japan, 20.72 coming through with that. This one right here, I don't have too much to say because we kind of expected this one. The problem here was the South African athlete that I would have thought could make it through, but he didn't. So he didn't make it through on the time qualifier. Sean Maswagani. There we go. So here we go. Arian Knighton here with the win. He eased it up. He was looking around. He was doing his thing. Then we got Luxalo Adams for South Africa. Mitchell Blake for Great Britain making it through. Then we got young Carlos Martinez from the Dominican Republic. He made it through on that one. Unfortunately, Akeem Bloomfield for the Jamaican contingency here did not make it through. I don't really think I got too much to say on that one. Ogando, so I was correct. He is the guy that was running that mixed 4x4. He set a national record, so clearly he was racing on this one. 20.01 national record. Congratulations to him. The Dominican Republic. We're going to see what happens on the next one. They're going to have to break 20 the way it's looking here to guarantee a spot in the next round. But who knows? Because the semifinals is coming up. Then they got, 1 or 2 days rest for the finals. So this is very interesting. Then we got Bednarik. I think he did what he needed to do. I thought he was going to win. And then Ogando just kept going and going and going. So yeah, they said she's mixed. Her mother is black. And then Trevor Woodley said, so she's black. So, yeah, that's the whole thing. No problem, Daryl Richardson. I just saw your comment saying you know a whole lot about distance running. Thank you. Here, yeah, the dominant society is going to call her black no matter what she refers to herself. That's just what's going to happen. They got that one drop rule in effect. Here's a Ugandan athlete right here. I said this might be a surprise, and yo, this was a surprise for Uganda. This is the first Ugandan athlete that has made it out. This is why I'm speaking this on some extra time. This is the first Ugandan athlete that has made it to the next round, and guess what? He's 19 years old. So no matter what happens after that, he's got a good, bright future ahead of him by being a 19-year-old. He's not going to be able to go to the U20 because his birthday is in November. Unfortunately, they counted to December. But 19 years old. It says top 8 at World U20 Championships. This is pretty good for East Africa. East Africa is starting to develop sprinters. You got Kenya with the 100. Now you got Uganda over here. Obviously the 400 hurdles, but some will argue that's more like the equivalent to almost doing an 800. But the way these athletes are running, like McLaughlin, Vorholm, and all of them, nah, it's a 400 with some barriers in between. Okay, but congratulations to Oregon for Uganda. That just congratulations to him. So here we go. Y'all over here arguing about Johan Blake. I'm about to get to him in a second. Then we got Fred Curley doing his thing here. They talk about tired legs and stuff. Just get over it, y'all. They got the best techniques to chill their legs, body thing, massages, masseuses, whatever. I got tired legs just from training. They over here and they got the best technology that money can buy. Okay, especially getting sponsored by Trike. So then we got South Africa's Dambile that made it with a personal best 20.29. Congratulations on that personal best. Then we got Udodi Chudi and from Nigeria. I'm not gonna pronounce his last name. Then we got Johan Blake. He was the slowest time qualifier, 20.35. In my honest opinion, I don't think he's making it through to the next round at all. Johan Blake don't look like he got a hope or a prayer. The way he just ran that one, I understood that he looked like he could have been holding back. No. You don't do that. You don't wait on a time qualifier to make sure you're going through if you had it in you. I don't think that's what happened. I think he got caught a little bit off guard, to be honest, with the Nigerian athlete, but he looked like he was darn near on all cylinders. So if this ain't 100%, which I don't think it was, I think he's at about 95%. I think he's at 90 to 95%. Johan Blake, they said Johan in lane 1 for the semis. Yeah, I'm going to go over the semis in a second. But I don't think Johan Blake making it out. Let me see. I got about 7 minutes on my clock about that 30-minute time frame here. I might go up to 45, but I'm not going past 11 for sure. We got Filippo Tortu for Italy, made it through 20.18. Andre DeGrasse, I'm not surprised that he didn't start. I'm not surprised that Andre DeGrasse didn't start. Edward Momanyi said, told y'all Udodi was gonna make it to the next round yesterday. Yeah, hey, you called that one. You called that one on that the Nigerian to make it through. Andre DeGrasse, he hasn't been having a good season. Remember, every year they say, look, DeGrasse ain't having here. He's gonna show up. I told y'all he looked a little different this year. I called this one. I said this is different. When you looking at an athlete so much, you can kind of see where they're at. I was wrong about Dina Asher-Smith so far as about where she was. But on this one, you ain't going to get them all right. But on this one, he really didn't look put together at all. He couldn't hide it in his races. Dina Asher-Smith, when she was running that 200, she looked like she wasn't, she didn't look like that 200 against Kambunji. When she ran that 20.3, that didn't look like she was stressing at all. So it was just like she lost. But it didn't look like she was rocking or ugly form or anything like that. So when she came through here, this is actually not a surprise looking at it late. But yeah, they said still the second fastest man in the world, Johan Blake. So him can make it through. Kibling Stinger. That's like saying Sha'Carri Richardson can make it because she's the sixth or what, seventh fastest woman in history, and then saying that she's what, the fourth fastest woman in the world or something like that. There's really no guarantee. I understand the motivation, but he's been through injuries that will end you. His body is just not responding. He wants to do it. His body just is not responding. Trust me. I don't think he's a disappointment in the fact that he can't do what his body's not allowing him to. He can only do what he can do. Because remember, he got that career injury. Then he got re-injured on something else. Then his coach was saying he was nervous to train hard in practice because he would re-injure himself. I mean, that's kind of hard to hear. I understand people will get disappointed in him because they have expectations on him. But, I mean, if you got somebody better to send out of Jamaica, you would have sent somebody out of Jamaica better than him. Just like with the U.S. Sending anybody in the 100 or whatever. If somebody was better to send, they would have made it. So, I gotta just say that. They said Dina is the best shape of her life right now. Okay, so we got Tortu, guy from, is that Gambia? I can't recognize, no, that's not the Gambia, is it? That's not the flag right there. Gabon, there we go. I was like, yeah, I think I recognize Gambia's flag. So, my mistake on that one, but congratulations on the national record, personal best for Caleb Law for Australia. So, good on that one. Let me go to the final heat, and then we're going to look at this, the semifinal loadouts. Noah Lyles. Now, this one, he's over here. I said he's turning into like a Justin Gatlin. Remember back in, what was that, Athens? Was that Athens or USA Trials when Justin Gatlin turned over and he was like, come on, he was waving to them. This is the thing that Noah Lyles was doing. This was what Noah Lyles, doing some callbacks all the way to 2004. We want to see people do this. This makes this sport even better. Now, this is something I can watch. I love the ego that you can see on people that are fast, that got the titles behind them. They got the speed that's darn near unbeatable. That's the type of stuff we want to see between some people. Not the let's be polite type of thing all the time. Man, if the distance runners can throw down, then we can get other athletes to throw down. So if we can get the distance runners to do this, then we get the other athletes to throw down. Now, they don't need to literally throw hands, but we got to be hyping this stuff up. This is what I like to see, and this would keep me interested in track and field. Now, maybe to some of you guys, maybe not. I know some people can't stand Noah Lyles now, but as far as I can tell, when I saw him as a youth, 15 years old or whatever it was back in 2015, when I met all of them, Davis, Lyles, McLaughlin, all of them. These people are roughly about the same as they were back then, except they were just kids, and so maybe they were a little more goofy, or maybe they were more serious and focused because it was like their first championships. But Davis been that goofy as she was. Lyles has been like this since then. So there you go. Then we got Rasheed Dwyer, season best 20.29 for Jamaica, but Lyles was playing games on them. He just came through. He stretched out his legs. Then he did a layup at the end after finishing the 200. Then we got China. I'm telling you, China is going to be one to look out for. I'm going to keep repeating this. Maybe I'm going to speak it into existence, but maybe not. Who knows? But I think China is setting themselves up to win the medal count. If they don't win it in gold medals, they're going to win the medal count in one of these next two Olympics, in my opinion. And I think the second Olympics is in the U.S. So that's going to be very interesting. So we got J for China with that 20.3. Oh, yeah, by the way, Ann said Noah is corny, but he is entertaining, not going to lie. Yes, Niyonzaba is DSD, same as Semenya, but Niyonzaba is able to adapt to long distance while Semenya can't. Yeah, a lot of faves in the 200 and 400 had inside lanes in their heat. No one is sabotaging Johan, LOL. Jareem Richards from Trinidad Tobago will surprise everyone. Coco, stop. All right, will surprise everyone. This rabbit start chewing up stuff when things get hot. So let's see. Where are we at? Wait a minute. Did I just see somebody? Nope. That was Trinidad and Tobago. Let's look at these lane assignments. All right, we're going into overtime here. We're going into, give me a second. Everybody give me about 10 seconds. All right, sorry about that, guys. All right, we having our monster in here trying to chew up the wall. Damn. Okay, now looking at this Heat 1. Yeah, like I said, Johan, even before I saw this, the way he looked in that, he was just not going to make it. Doesn't matter if he's in lane 1, he's in lane 5, he's in lane whatever, or any other heat, he ain't making it out. He just looked too much of a struggle monster to do that. And he had the slowest seed time, so therefore he's in lane 1. It's no different than Noah Lyles last year, barely making it through on time. And was he the second slowest or the slowest out of those heats, and he had to make it through on time or whatever. Like, that's not some stuff you want to do. So they said lane assignments make all the difference. Easy Logistics said. Yeah, but the way he ran today, it wouldn't matter if he had the best lane on the track. Because he had a good lane today. He had a fair lane. He still barely was able to do anything right there with that. So, who's making it through with this? It says first 2 of each heat, then the next 2 qualifiers. Let me look here. Ogando may surprise the way he's running here. I don't know if he's going to surprise a Fambule or he's going to surprise and he's going to make it through on time. But the way this is going, Fred Curley's going to make it through. Ogando and Fambule are the next 2 I'm looking at. I'm not really trusting Mitchell Blake like that. And Mitchell Blake knows how to make it through the next round, though. That's the thing here. So Ogando is just a wild card here. And then Japan, I don't know. Everybody else is gonna have to race. The only 2 that ain't gonna have to race are Fred Curley and Fambule. And really, Fambule got to race because everybody else is racing. But he could hold back in order to do that. So Curley and Fambule is going to be a very interesting setup here. And Fambule starts so slow. Curley starts fair in the 200. Ogando's going to get out on him. And then the Japanese athlete's going to get out. Blake got left in the blocks earlier today. Relatively speaking, he kind of got out a little bit, but he didn't get out the best. They said, don't be fooled by Johan actions. I was like, look, they said Jamaica always puts in speed in the end. Look, Easy Logistics, I hate to break it to you. If Johan makes it through, I'm going to be surprised. I was pulling for Johan in the 100, but if he didn't get the 100, he's not making the 200 like that. He's not making the 200 like that unless he pulls a race. He's going to have to race. And because they have a couple of days rest, these 200s might actually turn into races for literally everybody. It might turn into races, but nobody can really push Curley or Fambule except for maybe Ogando because he's on a high here. And then Blake, if he can tap into some of that. I like to see him because being the second fastest in history, whether in the 100 joint second fastest or in the 200 outright second fastest, I like to see that person. But Johan is not making it. They said Blake runs so bad today. They said he was injured. His toes. She is Breeway. Dang. Hey, it happens. But here we go. It's going to be Curley and Fambule with the wild card with Ogando. And I think Mitchell Blake may do that. Let's look at the next one. The way it's looking, that might be the one that qualifies on time. Gosh dang it. Well, on this one. Benerick, the way he's kind of laboring and everything, sir, you're going to have to race to get out of this one. This one is loaded. Wait a minute. Let me look at the next heat. Why they do Knighton? Why did they? No, this ain't random. Who loaded up Lyle's heat like this? Who loaded up Lyle's heat like this? Wait a minute, y'all. Do y'all see this? Wait a minute. Who loaded up Lyle's heat like this? They gave Shelly Ann the treatment like, yo, we gonna let her through. The defending champion, y'all couldn't have sacked his race. Like, y'all couldn't have sacked it. Somebody don't like Noah Lyles at USATF. I'm just gonna call it here. Somebody does not like Noah Lyles at USATF or on that World Championship committee. They just gave a snowflake heat to Knighton. They want his legs to be fresher than it was at Tokyo last year. They said, look, we about to give you just a baby heat right now. Now, you could look at his 1949 and say, well, he could do it. Yeah, with a field like this, he should be able to do it. But he's got a couple people. Aaron Brown may do something. He's barely under 19. But G may do something. But since those two on the outside, if Aaron Brown starts to take off, then G may get pulled along with him. So look out for that. Tortu, he's going to have to run a personal best to make it out of here. Just looking at Rashid Dwyer, I think he got a better chance than Tortu, but gonna be very interesting. That's why I'm going to this one first, because now I got to go back to the next one. Why we always getting these little spam? As soon as, right before we get to about 200 people here, we start getting these weird, whatever that stuff is. YouTube know they could do better than that. They said Jareem Richard is running crazy for Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, Richards. Whew. Okay, let me look at this one. This is hard because Lyles is an obvious one, but this is basically a race. And sure, they might have a couple of nights rest before they got to go for the 200, but y'all, it's still gonna be in his legs. This is gonna be interesting because all they would do is push him to maybe run a 19.7, unless they just run a PR. And in my opinion, Lyles should just get the top two. He needs to look around. He needs to do the bare minimum to get it out. Hey, everybody, if you're here, smash that like button. Let's get the likes up. We only got 19. Let's smash those likes up. So, look. Bednarik, I'm going to say he might not make it out. He might not make it out. Didn't he get hurt earlier this season or something? Like, didn't he deal with either COVID or getting hurt? I start getting all these athletes blended in. And excuse me for not knowing some of this. Remember when I went away because I was focused on trading my clients and then other things? Yeah. So I'll have the NFT website back up tomorrow. By the way, guys, for the people that want to support the channel, some people were asking me on it, so I'm going to bring it back up. We did not meet the qualifications that we needed, so I can't give away about that $75,000 that I wanted to right now. But we're going to have that back up so that if we could do it in the future, whenever they sell out and everything, we're going to try to open those up for the future. So people pick up that NFT tomorrow. But Bednarik, I don't think he's going to make it out. He's going to have to really run above himself unless he makes it out on time. But automatic qualifier, I'm going to give that one to Jareem Richards. I think he's going to be able to take this one. And then Adams from South Africa, if he can pull it in himself, he'll be able to ease up. It's going to be either Richards or Adams. Those two right there, they're going to give Lyles maybe a run for his money. The guy from Uganda, I think he's going to hit a personal best because of just how this is going to be set up. They say Lyles' heat won't be as fast as you think it will be. Lyles and Richards will go through easy, and fastest losers will come from that heat. Simeon or Simeon, depends on how you pronounce it. I've heard it different ways, or it could be pronounced a third way. Christoph said, they said Noah wins his heat 19.7. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 19.7 in here. I think that's what's going to be what's necessary. Now, depending on the wind, it might make it slower, but the effort is going to be a 19.7. That's the feeling I'm getting here. It's got to be a 19.7. Just in case something it's not as fast as we think, like what you just said, that's fair. Because some of these people get those PRs on one-off races. Noah Lyles can hit fast times while running through rounds. So I think it goes 1985 at the slowest for the winning time. I think 1985 is the slowest for the winning time here. Man, this is loaded. And then here, Arian Knighton, he might have to dip into about 19.9 mid. I can't see him going under 19.9 to get this win. Yeah, unless we get a false start. But yeah, let me move on to the other events here. Because like I said, I'm not going past 11, so I got to fly through the rest of these. What we got here? We got the discus throw qualification round. Let me get this in here real quick. We got the triple jump. I'm going to fly through these. No disrespect to the rest of the events, but I'm going to fly through it. Then I'm going to get to the women's the women's 200. There we go. I'm going to get to that in a second. So we got all the qualifiers for the discus. We got Valerie Allman, which she had to get through on her third throw. That's not good. Van Klinken, Perez, Vita, Kraft, Pudens, Perkovic, Ben for China, Lulagua, or for USA. Then we got Tolj, Ka, Robert Mitchell. That's your qualifiers for the discus. Let's go to the triple jump real quick. Man, this triple jump, I was looking for a world record, but let me do a quick shout out to Tori Franklin. And y'all know what the story I told y'all with her there, but she was training on my high school track before. And I tried to get her on. She just kind of flat out refused. So hopefully she comes on now because she got a bronze medal. I'm so happy that she finally got one, because in years past she has fallen. She's faltered at the end of the season and burnt out. So here we go. Congratulations to Tori Franklin, another athlete that I personally know here. So I'm very, very happy. If you see this, I've been pulling for you, and I'm glad that you actually made a bronze medal. I was very happy. World leading mark for Yulima Rojas. I think, in my opinion, she should have just stopped jumping. She kept landing on her left leg, very awkward in that final phase. She could have torn her Achilles the way she was landing on that one. I was like, man, and she still could have got a championship record or a world record, but she was so far back on that last one, that difference between it would have got her the record right there. So she had yet another record-breaking jump, but of course it didn't, qualify because it was behind. And then we got Shanika Ricketts. Congratulations to you for Jamaica. So congratulations to the ladies. Covered that in 2 minutes, both of those events. Discus scroll group A, B. We got the steeplechase. Oh my goodness, no, I accidentally clicked it. I hate when they reload. We got El Bakali. He got the win. I was surprised. I actually thought he might have lost for that one, but he came up and went click right in that last 150. And I'm just like, oh, okay, he went easy. I thought he was struggling the way he was looking on that last 500. Then we got Gurma for Ethiopia. Well, I shouldn't be surprised with El Bakali. Kenya is losing their grip on this 3K steeple the same way the U.S. kind of lost the grip on the 200. I don't know if you all know that, but the U.S. is more dominant in the 200 meters than the U.S. has been in the 100. That's just a fun fact there. Just overall Olympics and World Championships combined throughout the history. Then we got Cecilis Kipruto for Kenya. Congratulations. Evan Yeager, he's back. Unfortunately, he's not in the shape he was. They got him a silver medal, but he is at least back. I'm glad to see him. Evan Yeager, 8:29. Another athlete that I know. Evan Yeager, 8:29.08. But congratulations to these guys, these men right here. They said Barsham is a GOAT. Yes, Barsham is. I'm going to get to him in a second. Then we got the 1500. Can we do a quick shout out to the greatest female 1500 meter runner? All she needs is a freaking record. All she needs is a record at this point. Faith Kipyegon comes time and time again, and she's just so close. She's within less than a few tenths of a second of the 1500 world record. She's like El Garouge, the king of the mile, and she's the queen of the 1500 right here. The queen of the 1500. She is so freaking close. So I'm just waiting for her to finally be able to pull that through. Finally be able to pull that through. Here's the results right here. I'm going to pull it up on here instead of the one that they have there. Faith Kipyegon 3:52.96. Gudev Sergey, which led the race out. Look, I'm letting y'all know they led this race out like this was a 800 at the championship. Now, I think on the circuit they can handle something like this, and obviously they did. This tore up the field. Hailu just crumbled, or Hailu took the race out actually at a 55.1 second 400. I was like, is this the 800 right here? This is something that you would see in the 800 for the women's. They took out like that, and I was like, okay, this is Ethiopia's crowning moment to say, hey, look, we're trying to take this one over. She is Briwayne, man. She need that world record. She already got an Olympic record. I know, right? This was crazy. This was clearly an Ethiopian strategy. One of the teammates sacrificed themselves to go out fast to try to pace it. Then Sergey started to argue with Faith Kipyegon, and then she even yelled at her, like leading up to the 4:50 to go. I'm just like, why is she yelling at her? She's not running on her heels. She told her to take the lead. She wanted Faith Kipyegon to take the lead with about 600 to go so that she could probably pace off over because she was too tired for coming out in 55 seconds. Laura Muir was just holding on the entire time. She had a gap on her in fourth, and then she was able to pull it together when Hailu crumpled up, and she was trying to push it. So I got to give it to her. Laura Muir actually had it with this one. Then Mashesha, which typically does well when it's a slower race, but she's been running so fast in the mile. I'm surprised that she finished second to last. Like, dang, I guess that 55 burned her out. She needed an even pace. Now, here is the high jump. Then we're going to go to the women's 200. Man, Barsham. I was hoping they pushed Faith to a new world record. I know, right? Man. But Barsham, let me do this real quick. I think I'm going to go over 11 by a few minutes. Barsham. The man is over here dominating. This is the first man in history to get 3 World Championship high jump titles. The first man in history. Just like Faith Kipyegon is the first woman in history to get 4 1,500 meter World Championship titles. Man, they starting to rack these things up. They said Sergey deserved that smoke. Dang. You over here. Oh, yeah, I forgot. She is Briway. You kidding. You got a bias right there. You was like, man, I hope Sergey get that. But Sergey was yelling at Kipyegon right there for a second. But look at this. Barsham. The man is over here. He tried to go up to, I think, 242. He wants that world record. But when he had that injury, I think it was almost a career ender, actually. But it was a serious one. Tambiri just couldn't make it. He was struggling before in the semis or in the qualification rounds. He barely made it through. And then he got fourth here. See, the unfortunate thing is Tambiri decided to skip any outdoor track meets. He didn't do any outdoor track meets. So I don't know if he was hurt, but from the interviews of what the commentators were saying, he was having a great camp. And then he came through. They said, Kylov said that was rude what she did. Yeah. They said Faith was like, you gonna run or not? Man, I'm reading y'all comments now from what y'all said before. But yeah, this was crazy. Tambiri didn't do anything after indoor, and doing what he did indoor. He came to outdoor like, yeah, I don't have to do anything. My training camp is good enough. Well, clearly he should have had the pressure or the feel of how it would feel in a competition. Sure, your training camp can do things, and maybe it can, but it's still nothing that beats the actual day of a race, the day of a competition. So, Prosinko for Ukraine, man, they was doing the most. They was like, all he's been through. I'm like, man, say that to every black athlete that's coming out there. All they've been through. We're in a literal war zone getting murdered out here. And you saying, yeah, Ukraine, he's been through a lot. Yeah, they are trying to make us care more than we should every single time they come out. I am not apologetic about it. I don't wish any death upon anybody or some wars. But Come on now. Y'all flowering the things a little bit too much. Now, Prosenko for Ukraine, third place. Then we got Wu. He's a character. I like him already. National record. Congratulations to you. 235. 235. I think he's going to be another one of the Tambiri types in his own different way. The high jump is very entertaining. Then we got Mutaz Essa Barsham, world leading 237. Congratulations to that. You killed him. Now I got 11 on the dot. 11 on the dot. So we got one last thing to cover, which is the women's 200. I'm going to fly through this one more time. As the title you see here, Dina Asher Smith, disappointed? Yes. She thought that she was going to win one, and she said it sucks that she got a fourth place. She said it sucks because she was out of the medals. She was so close. So she comes in, and she, like I said, she be believing she can win. Now, anybody that comes to these world championships should be believing that they can win. Oh, I found the picture. Here it is. I have to put this on the screen. I found the picture from earlier. I found this earlier. There's your triple jumper. Shout out to Franklin. All right, here we go. Now, let's look at this first one. Action Jackson qualified pretty easily through. Finally, she didn't jog the whole thing. She instead got out, and then she could ease it up. That's what she's supposed to do. You get out, then you kind of keep the fast momentum. You float. You don't jog. You float. She was looking to jog. Jogging allowed what happened last year to take place. This time, she was focused. She looked like she's possessed. Y'all seen her eyes? It's like she ain't even there. She's not even looking at people. She's not even looking at them. So Jackson been there. She's like, she's possessed by a spirit. The spirit is, I'm going to kick y'all ass and win. That's what she's been possessed with this entire season. She said she wants a gold. So she's looking and she's eyeing that 200 now. 22.33. Then we got Suarez of Ecuador, Kadari of Italy, and then Wesley of Germany. Then we got the time qualifiers. Oh, she was a time qualifier. So all three of the time qualifiers, or three of the six, came from here. Oh, Odion made it through? Oh my goodness. Okay, I didn't even know that. Okay, congratulations to her. She was playing air relations or air sex or whatever. The way I was looking, I was like, okay, she's doing a little bit too much. Pumping the air a little bit too much before the race. I know she's trying to get pumped up, but don't pump it like that. Y'all got to go back and see what she was doing. I'm being a little bit facetious here. Obviously, it's like dance moves, and obviously that's what people do on stage, but still. So we got the former Nigerian next to the Nigerian, Chukwuma, and both of them made it through. Y'all over here trying to come at the DSD athletes. So we got Masalingi should not be running this. I'm going to say that every time. I did feel differently last year. And then I looked at the evidence. No. Masalingi, according to World Athletics, I'm not going to say it on behalf of me. According to World Athletics, about, being male and female classifications and everything, like, really, it's weird that they banned it for the other events and not this one. I'm going to keep beating that one up. And every single time we get a chance, I need everybody to be speaking on that stuff. Do not let it up. Let them know, email them, call them, send them all the stuff. It's like, it's weird. It's clearly a bias. It's either going to be some racism here, because that's the only thing that we can say here. It's either Semenya was correctly banned between the events that Semenya was actually good at, which was ironic, or, which means all events should be banned, because testosterone helps with everything, and that's not really testosterone. It's because they're a different gender, but they're trying to play it nice from my view. Allegedly here. I gotta say it for legal reasons. Allegedly. But this seems real racist. We talk about Ukraine going through their thing, and then we got a black athlete that's DSD, although there have been DSD non-black athletes in the past. But the only time they got banned is when, no surprise, that who was winning? Oh, Semenya. There were long jump athletes that I know from Asia, Indian, they were Indian athletes, those are Asians, in other nations that were doing well. And they were DSD. Y'all didn't do a ban on that. So we just got to call that one out. We got to call this one out as it is. It's partially some racism from my view. From my view, that's what it's looking like. Because if they ain't going to ban it through all of them, why y'all not holding the same energy through all? Y'all wanted Laura Muir probably to get that medal for Great Britain. Maybe some other nations in there. Who knows? I don't know, but it seems very, very odd. So anyway, like I said, all of this is allegedly. Except for the part where World Athletics have declared them DSD. That part isn't allegedly. That's according to World Athletics. Now, Masalingi did too much in this round. I don't even know why Masalingi was doing what Masalingi was doing. Thompson Hira did what she needed to do there. And then we got Karstoff for Denmark. Then we got Lloyd with a time qualifier. There you go. Bro, that track, the fastest in the whole world. They just running when it's cold at night. She is Bree Wine. If you're referring to Eugene, I think Eugene is the second fastest track on the planet. Now, when it comes to, I think Tokyo is actually faster. I got to say, I think Tokyo is faster based on what I was seeing with times and everything. But fast, slightly faster. I mean, second fastest, still same difference. Seni for Niger, another DSD athlete that we have here, it appears. I think they did say that. It's not me just taking out of nowhere. I think if they said it one time, they tried to avoid saying Masalingi and Seni as much as possible. Did y'all notice the announcers with that? Did y'all notice the announcers tried to avoid, at least the British announcers with Carol Devers on there, tried to avoid saying their names. So I already think they're about to come out with something and clamping down on them. I think that's what's going to happen. Last year they were saying them, and they said controversy. Now they haven't even really said anything. They're just holding their breath, and if they win something, I think it's a wrap. 21.98 national record. Fraser Price in second. Like I said, Sani was just doing too much, maybe running scared. Rosa for Brazil in third. They said 1, 2, 3, Jamaica sweeping the 200. I don't know about that one. Then we got Tamara Clark. In my opinion, was doing too much as well. I think Clark maybe was feeling the revenge from the 100, getting disqualified from that, but still doing too much. She should have just did the bare minimum and barely beat Dina Asher-Smith as opposed to keep running like she did. Now, Dina Asher-Smith in second, 22.56. She looks all right to me. She looks perfectly fine. Gaither, after pulling the Gaither, I think that's what we're going to call it now. She's made it through as an automatic qualifier. Gina Bass, always good to see her from Gambia. Then we got Jessica Bye. Maybe it's goodbye for the Ivory Coast. So that's a 22.89. All right. Heat 5. They say I'll be back. Abby Steiner, she got some ugly form. She's kind of giving me Veronica Campbell-Brown vibes, except with her arms instead of the legs. Veronica Campbell-Brown was running very, very strangely. Y'all got to admit it. Everybody got to admit it. Take the bias cap off. I know some of y'all have said it before on behalf of Jamaica, but still, we got to say that. And if you're just joining us, thank everybody that has contributed to Cash App, PayPal, and everything else that we have here, the occasional super chat. I'd like y'all to smash the like button if y'all like what you're hearing. And if you could, just leave something in the tip jar. That will help. And I appreciate it. We're going to have the NFT website up tomorrow so you can support. Some people were asking me about that. So we got Kambunji. She looks pretty decent. Then we got Wakocha for Nigeria made it through. Nothing really to say here too much. I'm just a little bit disappointed that Ta Lu did not run this. Ta Lu got out on the field a little bit other than Shelly Ann Fraser-Price in that 100. Like I said, she's a fast starter. Ta Lu is a good fast starter. She just didn't have it this time around. We got Favor O'Feely. I'm looking forward to seeing her. Now, Jenna Pranditi was getting out on that bend, and then Favor O'Feely kind of did the no allows thing, where he did it. He was like, hey, I saw him, and I saw his top end speed. I was faster. She sped up, and then she just eased herself to the win. 22.24. Another collegiate athlete coming out here and doing well. Jenna Prandini, people keep doubting her. I think she's a little bit underrated. So look, we're going to see in the next round, I'm going to see the heats right here. And then we got Beecher for Australia. Let's look at the semifinal where we got this one at. Come on. Are they really not about to allow me to click this? Man, fourth time is the charm. Oh yeah, and by the way, I just can't help but notice, but every single time they come out, it's like Elaine Thompson here is like a third wheel. It's just kind of awkward. They said we need another VCB 100. Hey, yeah. Yeah, they said, yeah, but VCB handled biz in that 200. Lisa Blackman said. Yeah, I'm not saying that she didn't. I'm just pointing out that, you know, sometimes it's like that. But they was over here joking with themselves. Sharika Jackson was trying to hold back her laugh. That's the whole thing. If they're like this in like real life, that I love people like that in real life. Just people like that. I know some of these athletes are a little different personally, and then some of them are the same. Like Davis is the same. Other people are the same. I didn't beat that dead horse so many times. But Sharika Jackson, as it appears on TV and her performances, she's either real serious, like she's possessed and ain't looking at you, and she looks straight through you. Like when she's congratulating the athletes, it's like she don't see them. And then when she's eased up, she's a complete and utter goofball. She be airheady sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. Some people take airhead as an insult, and I'm not using that as one here. But yeah, she just maybe a fun person to be around when it comes to the entertainment factor on the track. Let's go over here. They said Shelly and Sharika don't mess with Elaine. I know when they was getting that award ceremony, they both of them danced. They was like looking at each other. None of them glanced over to Elaine. Elaine glancing at them. They just like, look, we talking to each other. I don't know what you doing, but they got the revenge on her from last year. Remember, they both finished in front of her. So yeah, we got Gina Bass in lane 1. Let me look at this. Prandini, Jackson, Kambunji. 2 + 2. Yeah, yikes. So it's clear that Jackson's making it out. I think it'll be a surprise if she pulls a Jackson on this one and not make it through. So Saini, Saini might actually pull this one out as the top athlete, because Saini was doing too much in the other round. So either doing too much and going to die on this one, or doing too much and it's going to do more. So I think Saini might actually upset, or Masalingi. Those two could upset. Maybe a Shelly Ann or something. But she believes she going to do something. She ain't lining up for no reason. So Jackson is taking it. I would like to say Prandini, but this is going to be very, very interesting. It's between Prandini and Saini. I don't see anybody else pulling anything through here. They said Carmelita Jeter held Jamaica girls' feet to the fire, kept them in their toes. Easy Logistics said. Okay, how many times you gonna repost that? That's the fourth time you didn't post it. I guess you wanted me to read it. Easy Logistics. But yeah, Eddie Young got lane 1, not surprised. Dina Asher Smith. Man, this is gonna be interesting. Masalingi might knock out the automatic spot for Dina Asher Smith, unless she can pull through with her what we know that she can do. Lane Thompson Hero, people are saying she's gonna be the one knocked out. This is gonna be interesting. I can't say that I doubt. These are grown women. They're not best friends. Word on the street, at least from what that is, I think Shelly Ann and Sharika Jackson are though. But as far as that, yeah, they're there to handle business, not to be friends. So definitely, I definitely get down with you on that one. So, but with this, I can see what y'all saying about Elaine Thompson Hero, but quite frankly, I'd be a little surprised if she doesn't make it through. She looks like she's ready. She don't look like she's struggling. She's laboring. She's faster than everybody else in the field over the 100, even this year. So it's like Masalingi got to do the slingshot effect or something like that. I don't know, to beat her. So I'm going to say Thompson Hero is an easy call here. Dina Asher Smith, I'm going to say edges out Masalingi. And Masalingi probably makes it through. Or Tamara Clark could upset right here. So we can't count out Tamara Clark. She's in an okay lane, not the best lane. It's kind of tight on that curve. But she's not in the worst lane imaginable. So all the strength are in lanes 3 through 6. Everybody else is basically racing to get blown out. Everybody else is racing to get blown out. They said Elaine will make it to the final before Shelly Ann. They said ETH won't medal. Very interesting. This is the last thing I'm covering before we go. All right. Joella Lloyd. Let me read some of the comments. They said Ophelia is chasing Abby and Abby is chasing Shelly. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Now that I see this one. Interesting. One of the time qualifiers is most definitely going to come out of this one. They're going to have to, unless somebody's just not going to make it. And then the other time qualifier is coming out of section 2. Y'all, do y'all think Shelly Ann going to win this one? Because the way it looks, Abby Steiner is probably going to win this one. But Favreau Feely, she ain't trying to go down without fighting. Either one of them could beat Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, in all honesty. But Fraser-Price got a better PR than Ophelia, and she could probably tap into it a lot easier than Ophelia. I would say Steiner probably is just going to do the... Shelly Ann Fraser-Price is going to do what she needs to do to get in to the next round. That's what's going to happen, I think. I don't know if she's going to want a race to... do a race before a race. Unless she thinks she's going to get third, I think she's going to do just enough to get second. If she's going to be in the lead out of the curve. And then after that, that's the question. Because this heat is going to be a little bit crazy. But I think Shelly Ann gets off the curve. Favor Ophelia is going to be, depends on which one we get. Because it might be NCAA's Ophelia. I think Ophelia is going to be right up on the tail of Steiner. And then Steiner's going to see where Shelly Ann kind of tops out. I think Shelly Ann runs hard to 150. And then after that, she kind of gauges it. And then at that point, Abby Steiner is probably going to, for the fact that she's in front of the U.S. crowd, that's one. That's going to be one factor here. She's at home. And then 2, you win, you get a preferred lane. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price will probably want to get a preferred lane, but I don't think she wants to race for it. So, Ophelia is probably going to be the one that has to qualify on time. But I'm not going to give Steiner the easy, okay, she's automatically going to make it through. Because something might happen. Something might happen. I'm just going to say that. Something might happen. I don't know what. But Ophelia could do something. And Steiner might not have the auto qualifier. But I still can't see her not making it unless she completely implodes. Or, if she doesn't have the auto qualifier, the other ones do it. But thank y'all for coming out. Smash that like button. Thank everybody that has contributed to the PayPal and Cash App as always. I got somebody named Rosa giving me spam text messages. That's why I don't like giving out my number to anybody. I gave my number to some track athletes at the university in the area that know some of the pros, and some of them are friends with them and everything, and now I'm getting spam messages. I was like, last time I'm going to give a real, why can't she just bob like a lane? That's the last time I'm going to give out my real number. Good night, y'all. You've been watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. But remember, the NFTs, they're not going to look like this one, but the NFTs are coming back up online tomorrow. So definitely head over to the Trackstars website tomorrow. I'll let y'all know when I put it up. But support those NFTs. They cost 1.5 Solana. Very cheap now since the market went down. Peace and much love, everybody.